Thanks for joining this webinar on standardized tests for graduate studies in the United States. This video is brought to you by the EducationUSA Advising Center in Belgium, which is part of EducationUSA, a global network of more than 450 centers throughout the world. Our advising center, which is located at the Fulbright Commission in Brussels, offers information about undergraduate and graduate level studies and other educational and professional programs in the US. In addition to maintaining a large collection of materials from US institutions, we also produce guides and other educational resources that help prospective students understand the American higher education system, admission requirements, application procedures, financial aid options, and other useful information that helps students prepare for their studies in the US. When we advise students on higher education in the US, we always begin by identifying the 5 steps to US study. In today's session, we will share with you the must-know information about the different standardized tests that many US institutions require in order to enroll in a graduate program. As a reminder, programs at the graduate level in the US include master and doctoral degrees. A student can continue their studies at a graduate school, often referred to as grad school, after completing their initial bachelor's degree at the undergraduate level. As part of the admission process, the majority of graduate programs in the US require at least one or more standardized test scores. Universities and colleges in the US have their own admission requirements, and each of them accepts different standardized test scores from third-party organizations. It depends per program which test scores are required or recommended, so always make sure to find out which test scores are required via the website of each institution. This is an overview of the most commonly requested test scores. The GRE is commonly requested when applying for all kinds of graduate programs. The GMAT is often requested for business and management-focused programs, such as an MBA. Although less relevant for international students, the LSAT is required for virtually all American students who want to study law at the graduate level in the US. However, it is not required for international students who intend to pursue an LLM. The MCAT is required for admission to most medical schools, and lastly, the DAT is required by most US dental schools. Other specialized fields of study might require additional test scores. Now let's take a look at each of these commonly requested test scores in more detail. The GRE, or Graduate Record Examinations, is a standardized test of verbal and quantitative reasoning and analytical writing that measures readiness to pursue various graduate-level programs. The GRE is available in 2 categories, the GRE General Test and the GRE Subject Test. The GRE General Test consists of questions in 3 different sections: verbal reasoning, quantitative reasoning, and analytical writing. Verbal reasoning measures the ability to analyze and draw conclusions from discourse and reason from incomplete data, and understand multiple levels of meaning. Quantitative reasoning measures the ability to understand, interpret, and analyze quantitative information, solve problems using mathematical models, and apply the basic concepts of arithmetic, algebra, geometry, and data analysis. Finally, analytical writing measures critical thinking and analytical writing skills, including the ability to articulate and support complex ideas with relevant reasons and examples. On average, it will take around 3 hours and 45 minutes to complete the test, including optional short breaks. Questions can be multiple choice or open answer. GRE tests all offer the score select option, which means you can take the test multiple times but only send the GRE test scores from whichever test date you want schools to see. The test scores are considered valid for 5 years. In order to prepare for taking the test, you can find a list of both free and paid preparation materials on the official website of ETS. The GRE is owned and administered by the Educational Testing Service, or ETS. The test is available at more than 1,000 test centers in more than 160 countries. In Belgium and Luxembourg, the computer-delivered GRE General Test is offered year-round at parametric test centers. In order to find a test date and to register, you will need to create an ETS account online and follow the instructions on the official website of ETS. We recommend that students register and begin preparing for the GRE at least 3 months in advance of taking it. You can take the computer-delivered GRE General Test once every 21 days, up to 5 times within any continuous rolling 12-month period. After completing the exam, your official scores will be mailed approximately 10 to 15 days after your test date. These scores must be received by the U.S. institutions you are applying to by the specified application deadline. You will be asked to designate your score recipients at the test center, so you should already know which schools you are applying to when you go to take the test. However, you can also send score reports to institutions after the test date for an additional fee. The registration fee to take the test is $205, but please note that this amount is subject to change and that additional fees might apply. Depending on your area of study, most graduate programs will require that you take the GRE General Test for admission consideration. For the most up-to-date information about this test, please visit the official website of ETS. Let's take a look at some personal experiences from students who have taken the GRE. Preparation is key. The tests do not evaluate raw intelligence, they require strategy. Find out how your scores will be evaluated alongside the rest of your application portfolio. I took the GRE twice several years apart. The first time I did not follow a test prep course. The second time I did, and my percentile went up 25%. The GRE Subject Test measures specific knowledge of a particular field of study. Unlike the GRE General Test, it is used to highlight skills in a specific area and help you stand out from other applicants by showing how knowledgeable you are in a specific discipline. GRE subject tests are available in biology, chemistry, literate in English, mathematics, physics, psychology, and each consists of a different testing structure. On average, it will take around 2 hours and 50 minutes to complete the test, with no breaks in between. Questions can be multiple choice or open answer. Just like the GRE General Test, you can take a subject test multiple times but only send the GRE test scores from whichever test date you want schools to see. The test scores are also considered valid for 5 years. In order to prepare for taking a test, you can find a list of both free and paid preparation materials on the official website of ETS. The GRE subject tests are offered at paper-delivered test centers around the world up to 3 times a year. In order to find a test date and to register, you will need to create an ETS account online and follow the instructions of their website. The registration fee to take a single subject test is $150. Please note that this amount is subject to change and that additional fees might apply. Depending on your area of study, some graduate programs will require or recommend that you take a GRE subject test for admission consideration. Again, for the most up-to-date information about this test, please visit the official website of ETS. The GMAT, or Graduate Management Admission Test, is a standardized test that measures verbal, mathematical, and analytical writing skills to pursue graduate management programs such as an MBA. The quantitative and verbal reasoning sections of the GMAT are computer adapted, meaning that the difficulty of the test is adjusted in real time to your ability level. The GMAT consists of questions in 4 different sections: the analytical writing assessment, integrated reasoning, quantitative reasoning, and verbal reasoning. The analytical writing assessment measures your ability to think critically and to communicate your ideas. Integrated reasoning measures your ability to analyze data and evaluate information presented in multiple formats. Quantitative reasoning measures your ability to analyze data and draw conclusions using reasoning skills. Verbal reasoning measures your ability to read and understand written material, to evaluate arguments, and to correct written material to conform to standard written English. On average, it will take around 3 hours and 30 minutes to complete the test, including optional short breaks. Questions can be multiple choice or open answer. In order to prepare for taking this test, you can find a list of both free and paid preparation materials on the official website of mba.com. The GMAT exam is owned by the Graduate Management Admission Council, or GMAC, and is administered only at designated Pearson VUE test centers around the world. In Belgium, the computer-based test is offered year-round at a couple of test centers. In order to find a test date and to register, you will need to create an account online and follow the instruction on the official website of mba.com. The registration fee to take the test is €250. But please note that this amount is subject to change and that additional fees might apply. Most graduate management programs will require that you take the GMAT for admission consideration. For the most up-to-date information about this test, please visit the official website of MBA.com. Now let's take a look at some personal experiences from students who have taken the GMAT. The GMAT is unique in that it increases or decreases the exam difficulty based on whether you got the previous question right or wrong. An official guide helped me to adequately prepare. They provide the most up-to-date information on the test and provide lots of helpful advice. Next is the LSAT. The LSAT, or the Law School Admission Test, is a standardized test that measures reading comprehension, analytical reasoning, and logical reasoning, which law schools utilize as one of the factors for admission consideration. The LSAT is the only test that is accepted by all ABA accredited law schools for admission purposes. International students who intend to pursue an LLM program in the US, which is an advanced law certification with global credibility, are not required to take the LSAT for admission. The LSAT consists of questions in 5 sections: reading comprehension, analytical reasoning, 2 sections of logical reasoning, and a writing assessment. On average, it will take around 3 hours and 30 minutes to complete the test, excluding breaks. Questions are multiple choice apart from the writing assessment. In order to prepare for taking the test, you can find a lot of both free and paid preparation materials on the official website of LSAC. The LSAT is owned and administered by the Law School Admission Council, or LSAC. The LSAT is offered multiple times throughout the year, mainly in the US. At this moment in time, there seems to be no available test centers in Belgium or Luxembourg. However, please check the website of LSAC for the latest information on available test centers. In order to find a test date and to register for taking the test in the United States, for example, you will need to create an account online and follow the instructions on the official website of LSAC. The registration fee to take the test is $200, but please note that this amount is subject to change and that additional fees might apply. The LSAT is required for virtually all American students who want to study law at the graduate level in the US. However, it is not required for international students who intend to pursue an LLM. Unlike in Belgium, law is not offered at the undergraduate level in the US. For the most up-to-date information about this test, please visit the official website of LSAC. Finally, let's take a look at these 2 tests aimed at medicine or dental studies. The MCAT, or Medical College Admission Test, is a standardized test that measures problem solving, critical thinking, writing skills, knowledge of science concepts, and principles that are required to the study of medicine in the US. Only students who are planning to apply to a health profession school are eligible to take the exam. The MCAT consists of questions in 4 sections: biological and biochemical foundations of living systems, chemical and physical foundations of biological systems, psychological, social, and biological foundations of behavior, and critical analysis and reasoning skills. On average, it will take around 7 hours and 30 minutes to complete the test, including breaks. Questions are multiple choice, and in order to prepare for the test, you can find a lot of both free and paid preparation materials on the official website of AAMC. The MCAT is owned and administered by the American Association of Medical Colleges, or AAMC. The test is offered worldwide throughout the year. At this moment in time, however, it appears that there are no available test centers in Belgium or Luxembourg. However, please check the website of AAMC for the latest information on available test centers. In order to find a test date and to register for taking a test in the United States, for example, you will need to create an account online and follow the instructions on their official website. The registration fee to take the test ranges between $315 and $370, but please note that this amount is subject to change and that additional fees might apply. Almost all US medical schools require to submit MCAT exam scores for admission consideration. Please note that competition for admission to American medical school is very intense, even among American students. This means that the chances of being admitted are very slight for international students, unless they have completed all of their pre-medical training in the United States. For more information on medicine studies in the US, visit our website at educationusa.be. And for the most up-to-date information about this test, please visit the official website of AAMC. Lastly, there is the DAT, or Dental Admission Test, which is a standardized test that measures general academic ability, comprehension of scientific information, and perceptual ability, and it is used for admission to dental schools in the US. The DAT consists of questions in 4 sections: survey of the natural sciences, perceptual ability, reading comprehension, and quantitative reasoning. On average, it will take around 4 hours and 30 minutes to complete the test, including an optional break. Questions are multiple choice, and in order to prepare for taking the test, you can find a list of both free and paid preparation materials on the official website of ADA. The DAT is conducted by the American Dental Association, or ADA. The test is offered throughout the year by parametric test centers in the United States and other countries. At this moment in time, it appears there are no available test centers in Belgium or Luxembourg. However, please check the website of ADA for the latest information on available test centers. In order to find a test date and to register for taking this test in the United States or any other country, you will need to create an account online and follow the instruction on their official website. The registration fee to take the test is $475. Please note that this amount is subject to change and that additional fees might apply. Almost all US dental schools require to submit DAT exam scores for admission consideration. And again, for the most up-to-date information about this test, please visit the official website of ADA. Now that we have given you an overview of the most commonly requested standardized tests when applying for graduate programs, we want you to remember that test scores are only one factor that admission officers will consider when reviewing your application. Other application materials, such as letters of recommendations and essays, do carry a significant amount of weight as well, which is something that Michelle Obama apparently can relate to. Finally, let's review some key takeaways from this webinar. Try finding out which test scores are required for each program beforehand. Start preparation early and review the official website of the exam administrator. Try making use of free study materials if available, and remember that exams can be taken multiple times. Lastly, test scores are only one factor of the admission process. For more information about higher education in the US, feel free to visit our website EducationUSA.be. If you have more questions and want to have more personal guidance, you are welcome to visit our advising center in the Royal Library of Belgium during open hours every Wednesday between 2 and 5 p.m. If you want to visit on another date and time, please send us a message via our website at EducationUSA.be. Thanks again for joining us, and as always, we wish you the best of luck in preparing your educational journey in the United States.